Okay, hi guys, this is Sreeraksha from Toops Coffee and I'm here at Baarbara Estate with Sreeraksha. So, yeah, Sreeraksha, can you say?
Hi guys.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about yourself for the viewers.
I'm the fifth generation coffee producer. It's been 10 years. I'm kind of back to the farm, taking care of the farm and trying to learn a lot of things. The market is opening up quite a bit, so we've been trying a lot for all the newcomers. In fact, we are learning a lot from them. Depending on their demands, we are trying to curate things at the farm and deliver what they want.
Yeah. So this is basically what we serve at Toops Coffee. If you're a fan of Toops coffees, you're getting coffee from Baarbara Estate. So I'm here just learning a little more about where the coffee comes from. And now that we're learning to roast and we're roasting our own coffees, I wanted to dive a little deeper into how this coffee comes into our hands. So we're using the washed coffee on the espresso. Can you tell us a little about the process, where it's grown?
So, you guys are using the washed grade AA,
Yeah.
and that's one of the highest selling coffees of ours. The AA coffee is obviously the grade of coffees for the viewers to understand what is a AA. It's just the grade of coffees. It's kind of a superior grade in the coffee grading segment. So our farms are located on the Baba Budangiri range. It's one of the highest elevation estates in India. And the regular story of how the coffee is coming to India, everybody knows about it, and all the 7 beans which were smuggled was planted on this region. So the high elevation, the density of soil is so high here, and also the ripening takes 2 to 3 months more than an usual estate. So the density of the coffee is very high, and when it comes on the espresso especially, it has full body and good support for milk-based beverages also. Because that's why a lot of people use our AA washed for the espresso as the base coffee.
And we discussed yesterday about the 72-hour fermented washed, right? Can you tell us about that? I'm excited to try that.
So the 72 hours fermented washed is we get the coffees to the farm, we sort them, we siphon them. That means we remove the floats, and then before the floats the greens are removed, and then it's pulped. So once it's pulped, we remove the outer skin of the fruit. That's called pulping, and then we ferment them in barrels. So we ferment them for 72 hours. So that's been one of our coffees which is very similar to the washed coffee, but it actually takes in a little more fruitiness from the coffee after fermentation. So apart from the body in the washed coffees, it also gets in a lot of fruitiness from the fermentation.
Okay.
So we ferment it for 72 hours and then we get it washed, so it becomes very clean. We've tried without washing also, but it was a little uneven. But once you wash it, it's very clean. So it has good, full-bodied, dark chocolate, again with hints of fruitiness in the coffee.
And when we talk about the washed process, how long does it take? How much water does it take? Let's say for 1 ton of coffee, how much water are we using? What kind of a process is that?
So the water is pretty abundant here in this area. So we really don't measure the liters of water for washing. But once we ferment them, we really don't need too much water for washing. So we try to just remove the top layer of the mucilage which is remaining on the coffees. So we don't really force wash the coffees, but we just try to remove the delicate flavor which is there on the coffee. So, but that removing that layer actually gets the coffees very clean on the cup.
Yeah, I think from the beginning, when we tried the samples and we started serving this coffee, it was always extremely clean and clear. Like every single coffee that we got, the coffee beans, even if you look at it, it's very, very uniform. So can you tell us about the post-processing? After you take it out of the farm, how do you work on it? How do we get it?
So that's what we've been mastered in, because we're a part of a curing work where all coffees gets to our curing work, and we get it cleaned and everything is controlled by us. We have a team, we have a lab. So each coffee is processed, cupped before it even gets dispatched to any roaster in the country today. So that's how we are more consistent. and we're able to deliver very, very consistent coffee from the last 10 years. Initial days were difficult. We were trying to understand what the roasters actually want, but now we kind of know, and we are in a stage to actually educate a lot of roasters.
Got it. I visited the curing works yesterday, and I was very, very impressed with the way that everything was handled, the processes that were being followed, the people who were there. The process of hand garbling, I felt like when I saw that, that is probably the last step that ensures uniformity. Can you tell us a little more about hand garbling?
So yeah, we're lucky enough to be a part of the curing work. So this is a process where not everybody is able to do it, but we make sure that all our coffees are processed in a curing work. A process, I mean, is grading, polishing. There's a simple process. So once all of that is done, it depends on the coffee. Say, for example, if you want a grade AA coffee, once the AAs are cleaned, we again take it up for a double round of cleaning on the machines itself. First, we get it gravitied, again removed on the Sortex. That's a machine, and then again we put it on the floor to do a final check. We want to be 101% sure that there is no defects at all, because even though you pass through machines, somewhere you can see some defects which would pass through, but we want to make sure that we don't give even that to the roaster. So pan India, anybody and everybody gets a hand sorted coffee. So that's how we've been able to be more consistent. Yes, it is a task, but we try our level best to make sure that all coffees go through hand sorting. Yeah.
Yeah, when I initially came here and we went up the range all the way to the higher elevation parts of the estate, I noticed that there are a lot of people working on much higher elevations, and it's very hard to get there.
Right.
One of the things that I feel like, coming from the coffee shop,
Right.
from the city all the way till here to see the coffees, is that when we're roasting, when we're brewing coffee, when we're actually drinking that cup of coffee, we don't see what goes into it from behind the scenes. The whole year, a lot of things are going on. So can you tell us some of the challenges, some of the things that are that go into actually picking, harvesting these coffees?
Right. So you visited our farm at the right time. So you're lucky enough to see a lot of things happening here, and I would actually want a lot of other of our partners to actually come down here and see what we do here, because you just saw a small bit of the challenge, yes, but throughout the year there's a lot more challenges. But we try. See, every business has its own challenge. So over the years, we've kind of learned how to manage each challenge and all of this, because labor is a challenge, slope is a challenge, and weather is a challenge. See, we are sitting here, the cloudy weather, we have so much coffee in the yard, we don't know when it's going to rain. So challenges are huge, yes, but as you said, it's better all of them come down, see what we do, so that you get more confident on where the coffees are coming from and how they're dealing with it. And you'll be able to sell it in a better way, probably. More confidence.
Yeah. The idea of sitting down and talking to you and being here really is that when I got into coffee, when I actually started understanding coffee a little more, started drinking better and better coffees, I didn't know where to go, what to learn, how to get into this. Coming here, understanding that we do so much to bring that cup of coffee to the viewers, it's very insightful. Can you tell us a little more about what you're planning for the next year?
So generally we don't make big plans before we kind of process different coffees. We wait, everybody asks this question before harvesting, but I tell them, no, I don't want to kind of discuss anything about what we're going to do, but for sure we do our regulars as usual, because we've gotten few of our processes right, and a lot of people, a lot of fan following for those coffees. To name them, few of them are these frozen cherries. Then we have our pineapple fermented coffee, our double fermentation, some naturals, honeys. Then we also now recently, last year we did some small micros of mango fermentation, grape. This year we've done a good sugarcane juice fermentation. So these are things we decide just a week before we kind of start doing it, because as you know that we'll have to wait for the weather to open up to do a lot more different processes. So also the fermentation, the weather changing like this, it actually hampers the level of fermentation it goes through. So our close monitoring is required morning, afternoon, evening to keep seeing what's happening in the tanks. So it's very difficult to kind of pinpoint and say I'm going to do these many processes this year and all of that, because one year where I had gone to Guatemala, attended one processing workshop. I came back with a lot of energy. I'm like, okay, this year I'm going to do a hell lot of processing. I have a lot of ideas filled in my mind. As soon as I came back, it started raining and it continued for 15 days and all my cherries were gone, all broken cherries, just didn't do anything. So every year I do not want to kind of be in that urge of doing a lot of things and not happening is very disappointing. And again, I don't want to get demotivated about it. So this year we've been lucky enough. It drizzled last evening, but still not too much damage. Weather forecast looks okay for the next 2 weeks. So looking for a good season. Let's see. I will not decide. I have a lot more backlogs to be completed in terms of processing. Once that is coming to the end of it, and probably then we'll think of what next and we'll do a few more. So nothing in my mind to do as of now, nothing in particular, but as said, we have our regular ones to be completed. So once that is completed, definitely we'll think of something new.
Got it. Got it. So based on requirement and based on how the crop is coming out this year, you want to go ahead with all the processes that
Yes, this year crop has been good. The fruit, the quality of fruit has been excellent. Never seen this crop, from many years, and even the quality of fruit has been very good. So we'll have to wait and see how the next 15-20 days is going to go, and it all depends on the weather, what we're going to process.
Okay. Do you have any advice for brands like ours, people who are trying to get into specialty coffee further, beyond just serving the coffee on the front in front of the customers, getting into roasting, getting into serving better coffees? What kind of advice do you have?
Yeah, apart from being a producer, I'm also a roaster and a cafe owner. So I know what challenges cafes like you guys face in terms of sourcing coffees or versus roasting them and delivering it to the customer. It's not easy. Definitely, running a cafe and a roastery is definitely not easy. But I feel, cafe owners or roasters should actually come down, see the farm, keep in touch with the producer, and try to work, very in a personal level. So you'll be able to learn and also communicate the same thing to your customers. Right? Before, if you do not understand what's happening in the back end, it's very difficult. You're just serving a cup of coffee and just collecting your money from your customer. So I don't see it right. So if you're able to tell the right story, and the customer will value it, and he'll never look back to pay how much you ask for.
Yeah, I agree. And when it comes to coffee, like specialty coffee, not a lot of people know about it, and that's why they don't actually choose to drink it. They choose to go with a milk beverage, something that has honey and multiple things. We sell a lot of beverages versus a black coffee or a basic cappuccino. So how do you think information or like just getting the story out there, getting that out there will help with the customers?
See, the thing is, Indian palates are very sweet. They're like sweet, right? So it's actually challenging to actually showcase this to the customer, saying I'm trying to source the right coffee, and you as a cafe owner should be smart enough to actually deliver, use what kind of coffees for which beverage. Use a good clean specialty washed coffee for all your or any kind of processed coffee for all your blacks and all of that, right? And you can, that's when the customer will definitely understand what you're trying to do. But for your regular customer who's just asking for a shake or the he's really not bothered about the quality or whether it's a specialty coffee, right? You got to curate that in the right way. Apart from that, I don't see people really blaming that coffees are too expensive and all of that.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't
but it all depends at the cafe. As a cafe owner, I feel you will have to do that. Use the right product for the right beverages, where customers are able to, where a normal person is able to identify that he's used the right coffee, right? In places like commercial cafes or commercial blends or all of these shakes, you can also use a regular coffee and try to pass on the price to the customer. Yeah, I understand. That's a big thing. That's a big point of discussion to have in terms of how can you convey that this coffee is specialty coffee to the customer, and it's a big discussion to have. But I feel the cafe owner should just handle it in a smarter way. And use the right coffees for the right beverages.
Yeah. The reason I was asking was because we have so many processes, like the sugarcane one, the pineapple, all of these. And you can taste a lot of complexity in those cups.
100%.
If we use a coffee that has been taken so much care of and put it with so many other ingredients at the end, we sort of lose all of that.
100%. So it is the responsibility of the cafe owner or the roaster to make sure that he uses the right processed coffee for the right beverage, where the customer end of the day is able to identify that yes, this is a well processed coffee or this is a good cup of coffee, right? Buying all of this and just using it in all of the shakes is not the right idea.
Yeah. Another thing that I really wanted to ask you, because you're someone who has a lot of heritage in coffee, you've been doing this for a long time, your family has been doing it for a long time. Indian specialty coffee, where is it headed? What do you think the future is like?
Good question. Yeah, I think I'm one of the producer who's been in the forefront from the beginning of the specialty era in India. To say from outlet number 1 of Blue Eyes or third waves, we've been in the industry, we've been there and we've been learning from all of these guys. As a producer, I really didn't know how to process coffees, but these were the guys, who came up to us and said, process it well, do some different coffees, do some different processing. So we've learned a lot from them. So they are the ones who's actually going to lead the entire specialty coffee, business in the coming days also. It's not the producer, it's all about the brands who are going to do it. But yes, I see a lot of farms today actually doing a lot of different processes. And when you do different processes, it has to be sold into specialty, right? Because it's going to cost you quite a bit. So you'll have to, I think there's a big market to come in. I think it's just 20% of the market is opened up. There's 80% more. I think you'll have to just be there in the game, using the right coffee and conveying it to the customer, and you'll get a customer.
So a lot of people know that I was away for 2 years. I was in New York for 2 years. I spent a lot of time studying, but at the same time living in New York, I was in touch with so many specialty coffee shops there, roasters, multiple things. One of the things that stood out for me was that every coffee shop had international coffees, and I saw very, very, very few Indian specialty coffee on their counters. There was one called Day Glow. They had a lot, like they had at least 20 coffee brands, and there was only 2 that were Indian specialty coffee, and that was Monsoon Malabar. I wanted to see, like, what do you think? How do you think we can push this further? It's not just about global recognition, it's about pushing quality so it can be recognized.
See, I said Indian specialty coffee was never talked about, right? Even today you go to these international shows, people say, oh, in India, do you grow coffee? So nobody's even heard of it. But we are the 7th largest growing coffee in the world, so in terms of volumes. So so we'll have to see how the market is going towards. But as said, the US market, we've, as the Indian specialty, not many producers have actually gone out and tried sampling to a lot of these international big roasters because of the reach probably. But now I can see a little more talks about Indian specialty in the closer markets around India, like Dubai market or Korea market. Few roasters in the Europe talking about specialty Indian coffee, which is good. Which is good. Yeah, it's been 10 years. Though, I said the local market was not ready for it before, and now because of the local brands who've pushed the local the producers to actually get into specialty, I think more and more people are getting into it, which is a good sign. And now you'll see somewhere in some global stages where Indian coffees are used, and it'll take some more time probably, but let's look forward to what's going to happen in the next coming decade.
In terms of actually pushing this was an idea that I had, just a wild thought. Okay, so I'll just run this by you. You tell me what you think.
Sure.
Okay, so when I was in New York, I visited this place called Kolkata Chai Company.
Okay.
Have you heard of this?
There are a lot of chai brands from Kolkata.
Yeah, so there's one called Kolkata Chai Company in New York. It's in a small street in Soho, which is like a very busy street with a lot of shopping going on and all. So it's a very small place, but it's a chai company, and they sell chai, samosa, everything Indian local that we get on the streets. They have it there, and it blew up. It just like blew up. The brand is like, it's taken up, like it was super viral. Like the whole block was blocked with a line for the chai and all of that. So that really inspired me to think that a place like New York, where I spent so much time, what if we put a brand in New York focus specially on Indian specialty coffee. Let's say Toops Coffee in New York, and it's a small thing. It's not a big deal. We're not making a big deal out of it. Indian specialty coffee only, and we're pushing it that way. What do you think of that?
See, I think brands who go viral are lucky enough today. Because sometimes there are certain things for no reason they go viral, right? The idea is rubbish, even the product is sometimes rubbish, but still they go viral for no reason. So I think Kolkata chai, I think since Americans are not used to drinking chai and something new to the market and everybody goes and gets viral. I think that is the whole idea. But I think, but America is also been drinking some good coffees. They actually import some very good coffees. Apart from the commercial segment, they also do have some good specialty coffee shops. So you just going and showcasing another specialty coffee shop may not go viral. Right. You will have to do something exclusive. Like what is that exclusivity you're going to get? Take it all the way from India and show it to the customer. What is going to excite them? Right? They're serving a good specialty coffee, Americano or espresso or any other beverage. You go and showcase the same thing. It's not going to go viral, right?
Right.
Like, how are you going to make it
So it's not just a product-driven thing. It has to be something around the story of it, like how they have
100%.
samosas and everything.
Exactly. There should be something exclusive about the local stuffs here.
Okay. Yeah, it's like something that I had on my mind all the time.
Or probably with coffee, you want to do a combo of some Indian local junk food. Probably if that goes viral in the US and Toops Coffee might become very famous. So you'll have to come out with a new idea. Yeah.
Like what about South Indian filter coffee?
That might do wonders in the US.
Chai
You never
and
know.
biscuit.
That might do wonders.
That's the thing, right? Like that's something like that we can do.
That's a fantastic idea. That might do wonders. Might go viral easily.
Yeah.
Because they don't have access to it, right?
Yeah, correct.
Even chai,
Exactly.
US people do not have access.
Exactly. Yeah. Not good chai. They have
Not good chai. They might have all
the
of
chai
these.
latte. Chai latte is there.
Chai
But
lattes, yeah.
But you're saying just putting the product out there and just saying that this is only Indian specialty coffee might not be the way to go around.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll have to come out with something exclusive or something different. I said a South Indian filter coffee in US might go viral, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's something where not many people are doing in the US, right?
Yeah.
You have cafes, you have roasteries, you have all of those, but easily accessible coffees. But this is something different.
Yeah. That was always on my mind that I need to, I have to put it out there. I have to tell someone. I have to, put
That's
this
a great
crazy
idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I can partner with you.
Yeah, for sure. South Indian filter coffee in New York. Yeah. Another thing that I picked up, this is like me just bringing back all the memories from New York.
Okay.
Another thing that I did, for 2 weeks I visited this place. It was a shared roasting place. It was called Multimodal in New York.
Okay.
They had 3 roasters of different capacities, and as a freelancer you could just go and roast your coffees.
Okay.
So you could source your coffees by yourself, get the coffee, roast it and build your brand and just start selling online.
Okay.
Yeah, so do you think something like that could exist in any city in India?
Yeah. People are already doing it, right? Like me as a producer, I have a roastery, and if anybody else wants to just get in their coffees and get roasted, we can do it. We can curate it. So India has been always doing all of this.
No, more than like a brand, if it can be someone who's like, let's say working a 9-to-5 job, on the weekends he wants to roast and build a small company.
Yeah.
Do you think
It's
we
still
can
doable.
build something like that?
It's still doable.
It's something, roasting is something that's very expensive to get into. So there's like that barrier of entry, I feel.
It is. So if especially wanting to do part-time and have a small brand and just do it from home, I think you can rely on some roasters who are already having good capacity of roasting, all over India right now. And you can do this. This is a good idea for the newcomers.
Yeah, because even for me, my roaster is a very small capacity,
Right.
and we are obviously servicing our coffees for the brand.
Right.
But we have the capacity lends itself to actually trying different kinds of coffees,
Right.
Because we're not wasting a lot of coffee. Minimum amount is like 500 grams.
Okay.
So in a larger roaster, you're roasting a minimum of 1.52 kg.
Right.
So I had this idea that we should put together a collective where people can come and roast. It hasn't been there. I haven't heard of anything like that. Which is
But again, it's a challenge for the customers to actually source green beans, right, in India.
Yeah.
So that's another challenge. So how many people can actually source the right product and come to you for roasting? Right. But your idea is good. There's a lot of people can do it, but the sourcing would be a problem for the customer.
The end user.
For the guy who's getting it roasted from you. It depends on how he's going to source the green beans.
In New York, I just went on a website and purchased the coffee that I wanted.
The greens?
Yeah. It came in like 4 days, I think. Yeah, I got it from Guatemala, Nicaragua,
Wow,
Brazil. All of it was available. I got the samples, then I got a larger batch. Very, very straightforward process.
No, even in the domestic market, a lot of people are doing that. You can buy greens online.
Yeah, yeah. So I think, yeah, getting all of this, helping the market grow more, getting people to know and understand the story, what happens on the farms, how it comes to their hands. I think it's useful. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I feel like.
No, it's a good initiative, because the other cafe owners also should see what you're doing, and it's a good informative thing to your customers also.
Yeah.
And they should know that where you're getting the coffees from and how serious you're about coffee.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you. Thanks for talking to me, and
Thank
thanks
you.
for showing around.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. So, yeah.